There's a brand new version of Microsoft Outlook with some great features for you to be able to manage your email. It's got a slick new design. And what's more, if you don't like it, you can go back to the old version. Now, without further ado, let me jump onto that computer behind me and I'll show you the new Outlook. But before I do, just a quick intro. My name is Jonathan Edwards from Integral IT. We help businesses all over the world with the Microsoft 365. So please, subscribe to this channel. Now, the first thing you might have noticed is this isn't the new Outlook. We're still on the old Outlook. What I wanted to show you to start with is how you can get hold of the new Outlook. Now, in days gone by, for you to upgrade your Outlook, you might have had to contact the IT department and get them to upgrade your software. Not anymore. If you look at my Outlook now, if you look at the top right-hand corner, you can see it says try the new Outlook. And at the moment, that is switched to off. So to upgrade my Outlook, all I simply do is switch that to on. And it'll ask me if I want to switch to the new version. Now I simply click on switch. And the new Outlook has launched. Now you can still see that the tab here at the top right hand corner is still available. So if for whatever reason you don't like the new Outlook and you want to switch back, again, you don't have to uninstall software and install it. You just simply switch that to off and Outlook will close down and the old version of Outlook will launch. So again, I think that's a really nice feature. So let's talk about the look and the feel of the new Outlook. If you look at it, it looks quite sleek, it looks quite minimalist, it's a nice design. Now the first thing that hit me when I launched the new Outlook is it looks very similar to the web version of Outlook. So this is the Outlook application installed on my computer and this is the web version. There's hardly any difference between the two. And I think this is what Microsoft is going towards. If you think about Gmail, Gmail is predominantly over a web browser. And I think in time to come, I think you will access your Microsoft applications over a web browser. The desktop versions are getting more and more like the web versions. So we've got the simplified ribbon at the top here. Now you might like that or you might prefer the classic one. To switch between the two is very easy. You've got a little drop down here. You can see that it's on simplified and we can easily switch it to classic here. So you get more options there. It might be worth noting that this feature is also in the webmail version. I've got a little tab here and I can easily switch between the two. Again, they're very, very similar. Also, if you go onto view, we've got a density tab here. Again, I think this feature is also available in Google as well. So at the moment, this is set to cozy. We can set that to roomy. It makes it a little bit bigger. And we've also got compact, which makes it a little bit smaller. So I prefer the cozy one, but you've got a few different options there. We've also got a few more appearance settings that we can change in the settings tab, which leads me on to where the settings tab is because it's moved. In previous versions of Outlook, we will click on a little tab here and settings will be there. No longer is that the case. Settings is now at the top right hand corner here. It's actually easy to access because it launches straight into your new simplified design settings. Now, if we go to general, I will show you a few more appearance settings. So we can go light, we can go dark. So if I click that to dark, it changes to dark. I'll set it back to light. But we've also got some nice themes down here, okay, that we can choose. If I select something like a solid color, you can see that the theme changes. So these, you can really kind of tailor make how it looks and get it just right for you. So that's a nice blue. I can click on save and then that theme has changed. You can see that the subjects have changed. There's various little bits that have changed to that blue. So you can go through those and find one that is perfect for you. I will just quickly change that back though because I don't like all those colors. So go on to that. And there we go. Now, one of the things that I love about the new version of Outlook is its integration with Microsoft To Do. Now, in a previous version of Outlook, that integration was a little bit clunky, a little bit cumbersome. But Microsoft have sorted that out in this version. You can see here, look, there's a little tab here called My Day, and there's like a calendar icon and a to-do icon. So this is the integration with your calendar and Microsoft To Do. If you just pop that out, you can see that I've got 2 tabs. I've got a calendar tab and I've got a to-do tab. So this is my to-do. So from Outlook, quite easily, I can add tasks if I want. So I could put the rubbish out, and I can add tasks into my to-do. But something else really cool you can do, I can drag emails into here. So if I just drag this email here, and as soon as I start dragging, you can see that I can either add it as a task or add this email as an event in my calendar. But I'll add it as a task and I'll just drop it there. And you can see that as added as a task, and you can see that it's got a link back to the original email, and the original email does stay there. So that integration is really cool. I could also add this as a calendar event, so I'll just click on there if I want, and that will launch my calendar where I can do everything I need to do for that event. So I think that integration, I'll just discard that, I don't need it. I think that integration is really, really clever. The next feature I want to talk about is the Snooze email feature. Now, we all get overwhelmed with our emails, and I know lots of people use their inbox as a kind of to-do list. They leave emails in there as a reminder to do a task at a certain time. And when we look at an inbox full of emails, we can get quite overwhelmed. So there's a feature in Outlook called Snooze, and I find it's really handy. Let me just switch over now to my inbox. Now, this email might need some action now. It might need some action at a later date. But what I want to do is kind of get it out of my inbox, but I need a reminder to do it at a certain day. So what I can do here, you see the top here, you can see Snooze. Now, I can click on here, and I can snooze this email to another date, okay? So Microsoft has some defaults here. I can choose a date here, and it'll choose some others. It'll choose the last chosen time if I want. So I can do pretty much what I want. So pretend I'm just going to snooze this email until tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. I will click on there. I will click on save. And you can see that email has left my mailbox. Now, what will happen tomorrow at 8 o'clock, that email will be redelivered to my mailbox as a new email. So that is the prompt tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock that I need to action that email. Now, I think this is a really good time management feature. So you might be asking, well, what happens if I need to find that email? Where's that email now gone? Now, if you look down the left-hand side, you can see there's a folder here called Snoozed, and that is in there. And you can see it's got a little green icon here, meaning that email is currently in snooze mode with a return time of tomorrow. So I can click on there now. If I want to unsnooze it, I can simply go to here and click on unsnooze, and that will disappear out of there and it'll go back into my mailbox. So use the snooze feature to get more done and to organize your emails. So let's look at another feature called pin emails. So why would you want to use pin emails? Well, there might be an email that you've got and it's got lots of information in it, and you might refer to that information on a regular basis. I know I do. I save all my emails, but sometimes I go into those saved emails and I search for a certain email that I need the information. I might need this on a weekly basis or a monthly basis. Now, to save time doing this, you can use the pin email feature. So I've got this email here, and let's just pretend for a minute that I will need to refer to this email a lot in the future. So what can I do? Well, I've got this pin unpin here. So I can click on it there, but I will go back here and I'll right click on it and I will click on pin. So what does that do? Well, that takes it to the top of the page. Okay, so that will be forever pinned at the top of that folder. I can do that to however many emails that I want. I could pin that one as well. So it doesn't matter about the date and time it was delivered. These pinned emails will appear at the top of the folder just for easy access. If down the line you decide you don't want them pinned again, you can either right click and unpin, or you can just go across here, look, and you can just unpin them there and they will go back to their original destination. So another great Outlook tip there. So have we got any more Outlook tips? Well, of course we have. Now, the next tip is when it comes to sending emails. Now, if I click on new email here, it will open up the new email box. Now, in today's world, people work at different times. People no longer work 9 to 5. Some people like to, put the kids to bed on an evening and then do a little bit of work. But if I'm sat on the settee on an evening and I get an email from my boss, that might panic me a little bit and I might feel like I have to reply. So what my boss should do is use the scheduled send feature of Outlook. So let's pretend I'm sending an email to Simon, okay? And the subject is, please call me at 10 a.m. in the morning. Now, if I send that on an evening, that might panic Simon. He might be wondering what my boss wants. He might be wondering what I want. He might be panicked by that. So what I should do instead is maybe send this email at a time that I know Simon is working. So Simon starts work at 8 o'clock in the morning. So I click on the drop down there and I use the schedule send feature. Again, what I can do there, I can choose a time to send this. So I'll send that tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock and click on send. Now Simon won't receive that email until 8 o'clock in the morning. So again, that's a good feature for you to use. Now also something I'd like to show you is the upgrade of the new Outlook when it comes to categories. You might use categories to categorize your emails, you might not. I highly recommend that you do. So if we go to the settings up here, click on the little cog, click on categories here. Now you can see that there's some categories there. So needs reply, on-site, YouTube, all of these categories. We can simply create new categories. We've got some nice colors there. And it just helps to categorize our emails. What we can do there is edit some or we can get rid of them. Now we've got the favorites ones here. So if I say, well, YouTube's a favorite, needs replies a favorite. Now you might start seeing something happen here. Meetings, late shift, whatever this is. So now my categories have appeared here. So what I can do now, I can start to categorize each email. So I might categorize this as needs a reply. I might categorize this as, just for example, YouTube. Might categorize that as go back in there, categorize needs reply. Now you can see, so all my categories here, if I want to just think, well, let's look at all my categories for needs reply, I can simply just click on that and you'll see all those emails have been categorized. Plus, if you go back here, this is the kind of upgrades to the new Outlook. It clearly says here what that email has been categorized as. So categories are just a bit cleaner and they have a better design from what they did before. So again, if you're not using categories, you should definitely look into doing so. So there you have it. There's a few features of the new Outlook. I hope you like it. So there's a sneaky peek of the new Outlook. I would urge you to try it for yourself. You might like it. Now I look forward to seeing you again very soon.